baby.
What a pot this is.
This could be it, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, what a match, what a battle. Devastation.
Never seen anything like that.
We'll be talking about this dramatic hand for the next 50 years.
America's favorite playground finds a new way to play. The World Poker Tour takes Atlantic City by storm.
The World Poker Tour is a series of international tournaments featuring high-stakes games, world-class players, and the biggest prize pools on the planet. Tonight, there's a new pageant in town as the World Poker Tour lands at the all-new Borgata Poker Open in Atlantic City. 235 of poker's top-notch players arrived, dropping $5,000 of their own money to battle for bragging rights and the million-plus payout.
Yeah!
3 days, 229 casualties later, only 6 remain. Welcome to poker at its finest as these warriors wrestle for the title and a chance at a coveted $25,000 seat in the WPT Championship, a Vegas showdown worth millions. Join us as one of these players is poised to hit the jackpot and be crowned champion on the World Poker Tour.
Hi everyone, welcome to the World Poker Tour. We're at Borgata, the crown jewel of casinos here in Atlantic City. I'm Mike Sexton.
And I'm Vince Van Patten. You know, Mike, this is the first hotel casino to open up in Atlantic City in over 13 years. And this one was well worth the wait. I mean, really. Everything about this place says big, better, best.
Vince, it's been 125,000 square feet of poker madness here at Borgata this week. But I'm telling you, we have a final table that is a powerhouse tonight, and we're about to kick off.
Well, everything is on the line, so let's go meet the final 6 players and look at their chip position. In seat number 6, Mickey Siegel, originally from North Carolina, now living in Las Vegas. He's also a horse owner, and he's got $98,000 worth of chips.
Starting out in 5th chip position today is Randy Berger from Mesa, Arizona. It's his first tournament ever. He qualified online for $12 to get here.
Incredible.
Let's see how he does against these top professionals here tonight.
Okay, now in seat number 5, Noli Francisco. He is from New York, originally from the Philippines. He's a great poker player. He's got $391,000.
Starting out in 3rd chip position today is David Oppenheim. David will be sitting in seat 2. He'll be starting with $419,000 in chips. He is a professional poker player out of Los Angeles, California. He is a top-notch, aggressive superstar player. He'll be a force to be reckoned with today.
Yes, he will. Now in seat number 4, Charlie Schoten. He's originally from New York and now lives in Los Angeles, California. He's 66 years old. He's got $427,000 worth of chips.
Starting out as our chip leader today is Carlos Mortensen. Carlos lives in Madrid, Spain, and he is the 2001 World Champion of Poker. He's starting out today with $799,000 in chips. He will be the favorite. Vince, he is fun to watch. He's an aggressive, attacking player. He'll be the man to beat today.
This is a great lineup. We're about to shuffle up and deal. Let's talk about the antes and blinds.
The antes, which means everybody puts in that same amount, is $1,000. The 2 blinds, the money that is forced to be put in the pot by the 2 guys to the left of the button, are $4,000 and $8,000. So that means there's $18,000 sitting on the table before the players are even dealt their cards.
The button, of course, represents the dealer, and it's that little white hockey puck. It'll keep going from player to player, and it's going to be on Carlos Mortensen to act first here.
Former world champion picks up a 4-9 and folds.
Now look at this. David Oppenheim has picked up a huge hand. 2 ladies, 2 queens. What is he going to do with it?
Well, David's a very aggressive player at the table, but here he has a legitimate hand, Vince.
Raise it. 22,000.
He comes in for $22,000.
Look at Randy Berger, 10-9, not going to play. Charlie Schoten going out.
Noli folds a 9-6. And Mickey Siegel folds an 8-6, and there you have it. The young pro from Los Angeles picks up the first pot.
And he shows the hand. He shows the 2 beautiful ladies. First hand you sit down, you pick up a pair of queens, you think you're seeing things. I mean, sometimes you go a whole night playing poker and you never see a wired big pair.
Well, that's true.
You know, you got to be saying to yourself, maybe this is my magical lucky day.
Well, Vince, we're here at the hottest new property in Atlantic City.
Right.
Why don't we get the Miss America contestants to teach us how to play No Limit Hold'em?
Oh, okay there, Mike. That'll happen. Sure.
Why not?
The name of the game is No Limit Texas Hold'em. It takes a minute to learn, but a lifetime to master.
To start, each player is dealt 2 cards face down. Then 5 community cards are placed face up on the table. Each player combines his 2 down cards with the community cards to make his best 5-card poker hand.
And betting is what this game is really all about. Now you get your first 2 cards, you make a bet. Then the dealer puts the first 3 community cards on the table. Now in poker, this is called the flop. You bet again. Then the dealer puts the 4th community card or the turn card on the table. Another round of betting follows.
Then the last card, called the river card, is turned up on the table. There's a final round of betting. You turn up your cards, you see who wins.
And that's a hand of No Limit Texas Hold'em.
All right, back on the action here. It's going to be on Noli.
Noli out of New York.
He's picked up a 10-8 of clubs.
Well, an interesting hand that some guys like to play. Not in early position. He opts to fold it.
Mickey Siegel, the horse owner, throwing away a 10-6.
And here comes Carlos Mortensen. Now, Vince, he has a 7-deuce offsuit, which is considered the very worst hand you can possibly start with. If you could select any 2 cards, these would be the last 2 you would select, but he's raising.
He's going to raise it. I love this. He's got David Oppenheim to go out.
Randy has an ace high. He folds. And Charlie folds, and look at that, Vince. It shows you don't have to have cards, especially when you're playing no-limit poker. You just got to have enough moxie to bet, be aggressive, and pick up the pots that way, where nobody calls you.
Well, he is a great world champion. I like to call him the Antonio Banderas of the poker world.
Well, he's certainly the Antonio Bandit of the poker world, as you'll see here today.
I'm Carlos Mortensen. I'm from Spain, and I play poker to live. I can play different styles, you know. I can play slow. I can play aggressive. I can change my game wherever I want.
Well, he's got his beautiful wife Cecilia in the audience rooting him on here at Borgata. And it's going to be on the horse owner Mickey Siegel to make up his mind first. He's got 8-6. Can't play that. Back on the bandit.
Here's Carlos.
Carlos calls 8,000.
10-8 of clubs. He calls.
And David Oppenheim's got an ace-4. Different suits.
Not a particularly real strong hand.
This guy likes to play a lot of different cards.
David calls 8,000.
And he just calls 8,000.
Randy going out. Charlie with a queen-jack. He's going to call it too.
Noli checks. And Vince, we've got 4-way action here early on at this final table, something you don't see very often.
No, usually it's heads up, 2 players. Here we go with the flop.
Flop is 8 trade deuce.
Flop is 8 trade deuce. And Charlie checks. Noli checks.
Well, Carlos has hit a pair of 8s there.
He's flopped the top pair, as we say.
And he's going to bet a little bit.
That's 10,000.
10,000.
And notice David now has an ace and a 4. He has a straight draw.
Yeah, he's got that miracle straight draw.
Raise it.
David is going to raise.
25,000.
He has raised the pot. He has raised it 25,000.
For a total of 35,000.
Charlie going out with the queen-jack. Noli's not going to play with the 9-4.
Blinds full.
And back in your face, Carlos.
25,000 more?
25,000 more, he says. Now remember, he has a pair of 8s, the top pair.
Second card being a 10 kicker. Not spectacular. He's just going to try to find out what David is up to.
Well, there's 2 hearts on the board. David could have a flush draw. That's what Carlos is thinking. Is he raising now to try to get a free card on the turn?
He's going to call it. Action early on here at Borgata. Here comes 4th Street.
These are 2 chip leaders clashing. And there it is. The joker for David right there. He's caught the 5. He's made the straight.
Check.
Carlos has checked. And David, how do you suppress the excitement you have? Show tunes going off in your head right now. He hits the card.
And notice his composure, Vince. Just like it didn't even help him at all.
I know it.
He's bet 50,000.
Oh, the milk play, 50.
And Carlos calls. Now, Carlos is drawing dead, as we say. He's got no card he can catch to win this pot with.
We're going to see the river. Here it comes.
Card is another 5.
The board pairs 5s. Well, Carlos has checked.
Irrelevant last card, of course. And look at, I just love to look at David's face. The man is so excited. You know his feet are doing little dances underneath the table.
I'm sure he probably didn't like to see the board pair, but I'm sure he's confident that his hand is probably still the best hand, so we know he's going to bet, just a matter of how much.
How much to keep the sucker in, he's saying. He's got to love this.
120,000.
Oh, that's a nice amount.
120,000.
Nice ring to it.
120,000.
And remember, these are the two chip leaders that are clashing here. Something you don't see a lot. Most of the time at the final table, the chip leaders like to play with the small stacks. These guys are fearless warriors, the top two professionals at the table, and they're clashing early on here at the Borgata. Look at Carlos. Does he want to call here with the 2 8s for 120,000?
I'll tell you one thing. He's better off playing 7 deuces and bluffing with.
And he does it.
Oh, boy.
He calls 120,000.
Four for David makes a
David
wheel.
turns up the straight, a wheel as we call it.
And David hit the lottery ticket there. Look at this. From Queens to hitting the straight on 4th Street.
Well, David made the wheel. Carlos was the busted hubcap on that play.
David Oppenheim. He's married with 2 kids. This guy plays in the biggest games in L.A. against Larry Flint in a huge cash game. Quite a player.
My name's David Oppenheim from Los Angeles, California. I play poker professionally. The one advantage that I think I have over my opponents today is that I'm used to being in high-limit types of situations, so I don't think that the moment will make me fold.
One big advantage David Oppenheim has here today is that he's sitting directly behind Carlos Mortensen. That means Carlos is going to act before he does. I think that's going to help David. It's going to keep him in line better. I think it's going to be to his benefit. So let's see how it plays out.
More action to come from Atlantic City in the Borgata Poker Open on the World Poker Tour. Stay tuned.
Yeah!
My trap worked. He's only got 4 outs. This guy's going home.
Come on, 9.
Sometimes making the right move isn't enough, but there's always another hand. We play at fulltiltpoker.com.
We started with 6, but only 1 can win. Now back to the guys with their eye on the action, Mike Sexton and Vince Van Patten.
Well, Vince, we play poker, so we understand the excitement, the thrill of a lifetime it is to get to the final table of a World Poker Tour Championship event. You can sense the excitement and the nervousness of all the players.
This is a true thrill of a lifetime to make a final table. Here we go. Back into action here.
Here we go.
Randy's got 10 deuce offsuit. Not going to play. Charlie going out. Noli not going to play with a queen 6. And Mickey also going out.
Here comes Carlos.
He's got ace 3 offsuit.
Notice he just calls. He doesn't raise with the ace high.
And David has that ridiculously bad hand. 7 deuce. And look, he's thinking about something.
Raise it.
He's going to raise this pot with the 2 worst cards you can possibly get, a 7 deuce offsuit.
What's going on with these 7 deuces today?
But look at Carlos. He quickly re-raises it, makes it 75,000 in the blink of an eye.
Oh, man, snapping him right back.
Boy, he has caught David with his hand in the cookie jar.
How much is it?
I don't count.
That was a cry for help right there, Mike.
I'm going to let this one go, Carlos.
Tried to get cute here. It backfired on him.
Before I show you.
Really?
If you fold, I'll show you, he says.
I
This is
fold.
interesting.
He folds.
And he's
Show
gonna,
you.
I show you, he shows him 1 card, not 2.
Show him the 3.
I'm learning something every day here on the World Poker Tour. That's a beautiful move, Carlos.
I tell you, you thought I show you. Right?
Even David loves it. He's smiling.
This guy should be a used car salesman, okay? I mean, he's supposed to be both cards for Pete's
Now
sake.
we have a game here, right?
Well, the game is on.
Yes, it is.
Now, this is going to really be fun to see how this pans out today. If you really enjoy poker, this is as good as it gets, watching two top-notch players go at it like this. These guys are dueling.
Back into action, it's going to be on the great Carlos Mortensen.
It's up to Carlos.
This time he's got a pretty fair hand. He's got Jack-9 of clubs. Exceptional hand for Carlos.
He's coming in for 24,000.
David's going to look at a pair of fours this time. Look at this. He goes to his little prayer.
I'll raise it.
He's going to raise it with two fours. Carlos has got to be thinking, here we go again here. What is going on here?
These two young bucks knocking heads. Of course he's going to raise with his fours.
He can raise with a 7 deuce. He can raise with fours, I guess. Raise it 50,000 more.
Oh, just a mere BMW car. Now Randy's got a king 9. He's been very quiet so far.
And all these players are quiet. They're getting out of these guys' way.
$50,000 raise.
Randy going out. Charles has a 6 deuce.
Tell you, Vince, they should have charged admission for these other players to get in here.
Charlie Schoten's going to go out.
Nolly looks at Jack deuce in a small blind.
No,
He folds. Mickey with a 10-8 offsuit folds.
Back to Carlos with his Jack 9.
Well, here we are again, folks. The two knights in shining armor.
He's going to call it.
He calls 50,000 more with the Jack 9 of clubs, out of position, as we say, meaning he has to act first the rest of the pot.
Here comes the flop.
see the flop.
The flop comes 8-8-3. Certainly no help to Carlos.
Sure.
And he quickly checked it.
Now, this is actually a good flop if you're holding two fours.
Check.
No big cards are out there. Nothing can scare you much.
Bet 100,000.
Look at this. David's going to bet it.
100,000.
David bets
And he bets 100,000. Nice bet there by David.
And look at this. Carlos been here before. Doesn't like it.
Well, is he acting here, or what's going on here? He's got a Jack and a 9, Vince. The guy bet him 100,000. It's come 8-8-3. Don't tell me. Look at this, Vince.
Oh, bravo, Carlos.
Unbelievable. He is raising this pot.
Look at that.
Wow, he's made it 200,000.
You do not do this to Carlos the Spaniard. I spit on your bet.
Now, this is amazing. He has check raised with this hand, Vince.
Yes, he has. The Antonio Banderas of the poker world is not going to take it. He's mad as hell.
Well, David knocking over his chips here. What to do, what to do. Folks, if you're sitting in his seat right now with two fours, they just shrunk up when your opponent bet 200,000 at you, I can tell you.
The L.A. kid, he's got a problem.
But what a bold bet by Carlos right there. You talk about an aggressive, fearless warrior at the table. This is your man.
You said it right. I mean, this is what poker is all about, taking the play from the other, and he's got David Oppenheim in a vice here.
And plus, he has just raised the minimum amount possible. You must raise it the size at least that your opponent bet, which was 100,000. He made it 200,000, which makes it look like he's wanting him to call right here.
It's a sick game, I tell you. I mean, how do you know what the other guy has? The element of the bluff in poker is so strong. You're watching it here, folks. Oh, he's gonna
Look at this.
He's gonna throw
David
it away.
is folded. Look at this. He shows him the Jack 9.
Oh, but of course.
Wow.
Beautiful play by Carlos. And
Well-
David Oppenheim is sick.
Vince, in poker, we talk about how players earn their pots. Let me tell you, you just got a glimpse of why this guy's a former world champion of poker. What tremendous heart this guy's got.
Spanish champion Carlos Mortensen lives in Spain, plays poker in the States, and wins wherever he goes.
I know I can win in Spain, but America is different. The first time I came to Atlantic City. I came with $2,000, and I win. So after 2 months, I go with my wife to Vegas. We always go together everywhere.
And through their travels, Carlos has found many a friend on the tournament trail, including high-stakes cash game player David Oppenheim.
I play in Los Angeles, the highest poker games that there are.
I played with him before.
Carlos is a good friend of mine.
He's a very good player.
There's no type of personal vendetta.
Friend or foe? In the aggressive world of No Limit Hold'em, can these two poker pals be both?
I'm very competitive in every endeavor.
I'm disappointed if I don't win. It's poker and you are playing for real money.
You definitely want to fight to the death, no matter who the opponent is.
So in that respect, I don't have a friends on the table.
These guys, two great competitors, friends away from the felt. But right now, it's ego, it's money, it's personal.
They are here to play. They are trying to capture this title, and they're doing whatever it takes to do so, and that includes gambling, Vince.
More action to come from Atlantic City in the Borgata Poker Open on the World Poker Tour. Stay tuned.
I think a lot of poker players in their own mind consider themselves the best poker player. I think it comes down to who's the best is who maintains a steady composure and doesn't allow themselves to fall off their A game.
We are right back at him, Mike. We're at Borgata in Atlantic City. What do you think so far?
Well, I think we've seen amazing poker so far, Vince. We've shown guys betting and raising and gambling like crazy, specifically Carlos and David Oppenheim.
Well, the scary thing is that they're like two matchsticks right next to each other.
Yep, two grenades, and one of them's going to go off.
Back to the action. It's going to be on Mickey first.
Mickey peeks down at Jack 3
of diamonds.
He folds.
Carlos is not going to play with Queen 5 offsuit.
Well, taking a rest. Here comes David, raising the pot.
Well, he's got a King 6 of heart in a very good position. He's going to make Randy with an Ace-7 go away. Charlie's out with an 84.
And Noli calls with a 4-3 of clubs.
Welcome to the game, Noli. Here we go.
Here comes the flop. Flop comes 8-8-4.
Not bad. He's got a little piece of that.
Well, he's flopped two pair. Now it's up to Noli to bet.
And look at this. He played like Casper the Friendly Ghost for a while, but he's going to bet 25 grand into David.
Now David only has a king and a 6. He's got nothing here. What is he thinking about now, Vince?
Well, you know he hates to throw away a hand.
He's thinking about that last hand he threw away.
Oh, man, David, stop the madness right here, okay? Yeah, right, Carlos, you got him out. Don't get sneaky on us here.
That's the first hand Noli's come in today, I believe.
Oh,
and here we go. He's called 25,000 with a king 6. He's calling this, try to take this pot away later, folks. He's not calling because he's flopped a hand.
Well, look at this. A 9 of hearts comes up. Now he has 4 hearts.
Correct. He's made a flush draw on the turn. Now Noli checks.
He's showing respect at this point.
David now.
And now it's up to David.
Bet 60,000.
David could take a free card here to make his flush, but no, he bet 60,000.
Now he's doing the semi-bluff. It helped earlier when he hit the 5 for the straight. Can he succeed? But look at this. Noli looks very stubborn here.
120.
He's going up.
He has raised it. He watched Carlos raise the minimum last time and take the pot away from him. He's going to try it here.
Well, he's saying, hey, look, I'm from New York. You can't push me around. All right.
And now look at David. He's back in the stew pot here.
Well, he got himself in another fine mess here.
He's saying, why didn't I take that free card off? Now, it only cost him 60,000 to call.
I call.
Oh, only 60,000. He's going to call it, Mike.
Well, he calls it.
David's going to call.
We're going to see a 5th Street. Now, of course, David's praying for that flush. Can it happen?
Well, there's 284,000 sitting out on the table now. I can't imagine Noli can be too crazy about his hand. The guy called a bet on the flop, called a raise on the turn, and you got bottom pair.
Here it comes. Last card.
Last card off is a 5.
And David does not hit this time. And look at this. Look at the guts by Noli. He just has 8s and 4s, and he's going to bet into David.
Now, he's only bet 60,000 here. Now, that's what David's wondering. This is what we call a post-oak bluff in poker, meaning you're making a very small bet at a large pot. However, he has nothing, remember.
No, he's busted out, and he's not going to call it.
And he folds.
He's going to win a big pot here.
And look at this.
He's a very popular player. I guarantee you many in this house today are rooting for Noli to win here tonight.
Well, you're right about that. Noli, a good friend with Howard Lederer and Annie Duke. They all play in the same underground club in New York for years and years. And now Noli is in Atlantic City at Borgata, and welcome to the game.
Noli Francisco. I was born in 1941 in the Philippines. Challenging these young kids, young professionals at their level. Just exciting to me.
Noli Francisco, he'll get in there and gamble with the best of them, Vance, believe me. A true delight to play poker with this guy, Noli Francisco.
All right, on the action, it's going to be on Randy Berger from Phoenix, who's been very quiet this afternoon.
He hadn't picked up much, and here he looks down at a 10-4 offsuit. He folds.
Charlie going out.
Noli picks up 8-deuce. He folds.
Mickey Siegel not going to play a 5-3.
And here we go, the two chip leaders, the two gladiators at the table. Go on. Carlos just limps in again with an ace. Now, this is interesting. Second time he's done that. He does that, folks, because if an ace comes on the flop, his opponent will never put him on an ace because he would think he would have raised with an ace before the flop.
But in the meantime, David's got king, queen of hearts, and he's going up.
I don't blame him for raising when a guy limps on the flop with a king, queen of hearts. I'd have raised too. Carlos calls.
Carlos mixing up his game nicely with the ace. He's going to call. We're going to see the flop. David and Carlos show. Here it comes.
Flop is queen, 3-deuce. Now David's flopped top pair, but Carlos has flopped a straight draw. Carlos checks.
But a nice flop for David. He's been checked into it. Now what's he going to do? He's going to bet it, of course.
He bets 45,000. Now Carlos is faced with a decision here. Does he want to draw at this out of position for 45,000? We say out of position because he has to act first every time now on 4th Street, on the river.
You talk about a player playing the other players. Carlos once again looking at David, trying to get it to take the tail, and he's going to call this, Mike. He's going to take a shot.
He's calling with the ace high here.
Yes, he is.
He's hoping to catch a 4, but thinks maybe an ace will win it for him also. And an ace comes, Vince.
Oh, what a beautiful card. He's hit his aces.
I'm moving.
And he goes all in.
Huge bet.
Oh, man. One more time, David is put to the test. Look at this, Vince. His hands on his head. Time after time, he's been faced with tremendously tough decisions to make here.
Oh, this gives you an ulcer.
But what's going through his mind is, if he calls and loses, he's out of here.
What a decision. David Oppenheim, 31 years old. Now, in poker, those are like dog years. He's actually 85. But he's got a problem.
Well, he's got the second pair and the nut flush draw, as we say. He's counting up his chips. Does he want to go for it all right here? Now, with the cards as they lie, Carlos is about a 2-1 favorite to win this pot if he does get called.
In the meantime, Carlos is not going to give anything away. His hand over his mouth like he has duct tape underneath that. David closing his eyes, looking half dead there. He is in a bind.
You have to make a decision like this for all your chips, folks. It is tough.
These guys have been going at it all day long. Two aggressive players. What a bet into David.
I love that bet by Carlos. He wasn't fooling around, wasn't going to give him any draw to beat him. He moved all in on him, going to put him right to the test.
I call.
He's going to call.
He calls. He does make the call.
You have an ace?
Okay, he has been called. Okay.
Yes, if he had an ace.
Ace in the front.
He's not going to like it when he sees it.
Oh, he hates it.
Well, he knows he's about a 2-1 underdog right now to win this pot. He's got to get lucky. He's got to catch a king, a queen, or a heart, or he's going to be out of here in 6th place.
Huge chips on the line. Can David draw out at this point?
Well, stay tuned. We'll be right back for the exciting conclusion of this hand on the World Poker Tour.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. We are involved in a massive pot between David Oppenheim and Carlos Mortensen.
Well, right now, Carlos is going to like it because he's about a 2-1 favorite. And if he wins this pot, he will have a commanding chip lead in this tournament. He's got to dodge a king, a queen, or a heart here to win this pot.
Last card coming up. This could be it. The two chip leaders going at it. Here it comes.
Oh, wham! The king comes off. Two pair for David. He has done it. He has outdrawn Carlos.
Oh, he's hit it. He's made his two pair. He is so excited. But look at Carlos, absolutely devastated.
Well, you can't blame him. It was over a $500,000 pot. Had he won that pot, he would have had over $1 million in chips and been in commanding position to win this tournament. Now he's back to a dogfight position.
Oh, man, the LA Kid hits it on the 5th Street. And Carlos, that is got to hurt.
188,000 more will shift over to David's stack.
Vince, we are watching the gunfight at the OK Corral between Carlos and David, and that time Carlos took the bullet.
They are in a true schoolyard slap fight. All right, well, we're going back into the action. It's going to be on Noli. Francisco, who's got a queen 4 offsuit.
I just didn't want to be crippled.
He folds, and now Mickey looks down and finds a nice hand, 2 jacks. He's going to raise it.
Well, he's been real quiet, but he's got a real hand, the jacks. He's going to go up.
Well, everybody knows he's a pretty solid player.
Carlos going out. David Oppenheim, the LA Kid, has hit the Moby Dick of hands, pair of aces.
The best possible hand you can pick up before the flop. He's on the button, picks up 2 aces and re-raises. 50,000 more, makes it 90,000 to go.
Coming over the top for 50,000 more, a total of 90,000.
Randy going out with 5 deuce.
Now look at this. Charlie's got 2 9s in the big blind, and he quickly throws them. And now we're back to Mickey. Now remember, Mickey's on the short stack. He's only got about 85,000 worth of chips left. I mean, if he calls this 50, he's going to obviously put in all his chips.
Mickey, the horse owner, you could be in quicksand here. Make the right decision. I can't believe he's hesitating so long. He does have a big hand, and he's got to be thinking David's been pushing everybody around. He's in a good position.
Well, you're right, Vince. I mean, David's one of the most aggressive players at the table. You know, this is a very tough laydown here to throw 2 jacks away here.
In the meantime, Mickey with his hand cupped over his ear like he's listening to a transistor radio, maybe one of his horse races. I don't know.
Well, he's going to have to get some pretty good vibes to lay this hand down, I think. He knows if he calls and loses this pot, he's out of this tournament.
Okay.
But
he's
still,
thinking about it.
Mickey passes. So David
That is kind of shocking. He's laying down a pair of jacks, Mike.
What a laydown that is by him. Amazing, in fact.
Well, he's an amazing person. He learned poker, he said, in North Carolina from a bootlegger cabin. And he has gone on to own horses, and now he's at the final 6 on the World Poker Tour. What gets better than that?
To win.
There you go.
My name is Mickey Siegel, and I'm from Las Vegas. Poker makes your heart pump, makes you excited. It's like having a horse that crosses the line first and wins. You're just so pumped up. It's unbelievable.
Well, I'm still surprised at that great laydown that Mickey just made on that hand.
I think Mickey could see through those cards. He just dodged a bullet. Here we go again. Going to be on Charlie Schoten to do his thing first, and this time he's got 10-9 of diamonds. He's going to be in the action. He's going to raise it.
I find this fascinating. The first pot Charlie's coming in all day. He raised with a 10-9 in first position.
Noli's going out. Mickey with 4-3 going out. Carlos not going to play a Jack-5.
Now we're around to David.
Who's got an Ace-6 of clubs.
Yeah. He also has 4,000 in the pot. He opts to call 21,000 more.
Randy's going out. Two-way action. Ace-6 against 9-10 of diamonds. Here comes the flop.
Flop is Queen 9-7 with 2 clubs. Now this means David has the nut flush draw, as we say, and Charlie has flopped 2 9s, the second pair. David checks the flush draw.
Charlie involved already. He's going to come out and bet it.
Charlie bets 50,000. Many players would check raise here in David's spot.
Well, we've seen him do it before today. He loves to do the semi-bluff.
Well,
Will he do it this time?
I like check raising with a nut flush draw here.
Oh, he set him up so beautifully to do that. But
He's
no.
Just calling, though. Very interesting play here for David just to call here with a nut flush draw on the flop.
He
Let's
wants
see what
to
happens.
catch. Here it comes.
Now an 8 comes off on the turn. Now what this gives David is an open-end straight draw and a flush draw. So He has a lot of outs to win this pot, and now he's going to bet, it looks like.
Yeah, a lot of draws here.
On the other hand, Charlie has made a 7, 8, 9, 10 to go along with his pair of 9. So he has an open-end straight also.
David knows he has a lot of outs, and he's going to come out and bet strong.
And he's leading out and betting 60,000.
Charlie Schoten, a true thinker. He's going to quickly call, it looks like.
Wow, what a call here by Charlie. Now, Charlie has a pair of 9s and an open-end straight draw, and he calls 60,000.
We're going to see the river. Here it comes.
Boom, a 9. 3 9s for Charlie.
Oh, well done, Charlie. You've done it.
Well, David holds his head down. He knows he didn't hit his hand. Does he want to bluff at this pot? That's the question.
Well, David, you can't hit every hand. This time he does not. What's he going to do?
I mean, he knows it's the first hand Charlie's come in.
David checks.
He's checking to Charlie, and look at Charlie. Looks like he's...
Well, he's made 3 9s. You think he's going to make a bet here.
Did a little fake there with the chips. Oh, he's just going to check.
Charlie's checked 3 9s here.
Played it very conservatively. He's going to take that pot.
And he wins the pot, but it was a little conservative at the river in my view.
So Charlie Schoten showing up finally. He is playing at the final table. Nice pot.
Well, Vince, it is anybody's race right now. Noli's out in front with about 580,000 in chips. Charlie has 508,000. Carlos has 480. David has 470. Randy's got about 270. And poor Mickey's sitting on a short stack with about 50,000. He's going to have to make something happen soon.
Okay, action's going to be on David Oppenheim, who looks like he's never met a hand that he didn't like. This time he's got King 3.
And he folds out of first position.
Finally folding.
Randy with a 9 deuce folds.
Charlie going out with Queen 7.
Now here's Noli on the button with a 6-4 offsuit.
30.
But he's raising.
He's going to raise it. I love this.
To 30,000.
Well, he's up against the Behemoth. A pair of aces. Mickey's found it.
And Mickey goes all in for 47,000.
Carlos going out.
And now Noli is pot committed here. He's got to call this bet. It's only going to cost him another 17,000 to call. There's over 100,000 in the pot.
Oh, you're not going to be happy.
Noli's saying you're not going to be happy. He's only got a 6-4 offsuit. But you never know what's going to happen. We're going to see a flop. He's going to call this.
Well, he's pot committed. He has to call in my mind, and he did the right thing. He's not going to like it looking down at 2 aces.
And the horse owner turns over very proudly his pair of aces. And Noli,
he's laughing,
gets up. A little poker chuckle there.
Well, I got the best of it now.
Here comes the flop.
The flop is Queen 8-3. Noli's going to have to catch 2 runners to win this pot.
4th Street coming up.
It's a 10.
Doesn't do it.
He's not worried anymore. Last card. Mickey is going to double up.
Mickey's going to double up. He can saddle up one of his horses, Vince. He's back in the race.
Mickey's very excited. The ace is paying off. He is not going away. We still have 6. Who's going to take the title? Worth more than $470,000 for the first place. Stay tuned.
More action to come from Atlantic City here on the World Poker Tour.
Welcome back to the Borgata Poker Open, this week's stop on the World Poker Tour. I'm Mike Sexton, along with my partner Vince Van Patten. And Vince, we've got a winner of a show so far tonight here in Atlantic City.
Now, this has been very good. It's been a very tough strategic battle. A little bit of ugliness out there, gnashing of teeth. But anything can happen. Here's how the players rank right now.
Well, the horseman gets back on the horse after doubling up there. Mickey Siegel moves his stack to over 100,000.
Well, I'm impressed by Mickey. He throws away jacks against aces, and now he picks up aces. Makes it work for him, of course. Back in action, it's going to be on Noli, who looks at an ace-3 offsuit. Guy from New York's not going to play.
Mickey King 6 of diamonds, he folds.
Carlos taking a stab with a Queen 10 offsuit.
He's going to call.
I call.
Trying to see a cheap flop here. And now David picks up ace-7 of hearts, and he's going to call.
He's just going to call. I'm surprised he's not going over the top with that.
And now here's Randy in the small blind with a jack-4 offsuit.
I'll call.
And he calls.
I say it ain't so, Randy. What are you doing there?
Can block this part.
Charlie says, okay, give us a flop.
Nice four-way action. Let's see who's going to get lucky. Flop coming up.
And bingo comes Jack, Jack 7.
Star Spangled Banner going off, and Randy, he's just hit 3 of a kind.
Yes, he has. Now, his problem is he's the first one to act here. How do you play him to get value out of him? That's the question.
I don't think he can believe it himself. He's going to go back and check his hand again.
You're right, man.
He's hit the 3 of a kind.
Now, that's a sign of an amateur player right there that goes back.
He's checking it for the 3rd time, Mike.
This may give information to these top players.
Randy says I'm all
He's going all in here. A $233,000 bet right here by Randy. Very bold and aggressive. Notice all the players are quickly folding. They're getting out of his way.
Oh, they flew out of that hand.
Well, I got to tell you, Vince, I don't like this play by Randy. There's no value at all in moving all in that spot. With aggressive players behind him like Carlos and David, he should check the flop. He's got to hope someone tries to steal the pot. And in fact, look what David had. David would have flopped 2 pair with an ace kicker here. Had everyone checked to him, you know he's going to bet that hand.
Pretty blatant, and it kind of backfired. He could have won a lot more.
You know, give him credit for getting here, but that was sort of an amateurish bet right there, scaring everybody out of the pot.
$12. That's how much it cost rookie Randy Berger to make it to this final table. Cinderella is alive, well, and catching cards in Atlantic City.
Groovy, baby.
I've only been playing poker for 6 months. I'm a very competitive person, always looking for something else to play. This is my first tournament I've ever played in off of the internet. It's very different from playing on the internet because of the interaction you have with other people.
Fortunately for this no-limit novice, his interactions have so far ended in his favor.
A couple of times. It was actually ironic. I probably won more of my pots from World Poker Tour champion players than I did from anybody else. I think as you see more competitiveness at this level, you see more aggressive play. I think that was the one thing that was hardest to get used to.
So the big question for this financial manager is, having now experienced his first tournament, is he planning a new career path in poker?
I think it's still a hobby at this point. It looks like it would be very difficult to make a living as a professional poker player. I may never get a chance to get this far ever again, so I'm looking to win.
So we are seeing it all here, Mike. Yeah. Timid play, excited play, great psychology. It's all being played out here today.
Well, Vince, I got to tell you, we've never seen action like this early with 6 players left on the World Poker Tour event. This is phenomenal action, phenomenal poker we're watching here today.
And here we go again. Back in action on Mickey. Got King 8. He's not going to call this time.
And the Carlos, he comes in for $35,000 with an ace-10.
David's going out with a 4-9.
Now we're up to Randy.
No, this time he's got ace-jack.
I'll call.
And look, he is calling.
He's going to play. He doesn't play many pots.
Call by Randy.
Charlie out.
Nola goes out.
It's going to be a two-way action here. This ace-jack against ace-10. We're going to see the flop.
Flop is ace-6-5. Both players have flopped a pair of aces.
Oh, that is exciting, especially for Randy.
It's exciting for Randy because his kicker, as we say, is higher than Carlos's. So right now he is a big favorite to win this pot.
Look at him staring down Carlos, who has checked into him.
I must say, I'm a little surprised Carlos checked the flop there.
Randy is in a great position at this point. He's lining up to bet.
75.
He bet 75,000.
Nice solid bet into Carlos, who also has the pair of aces.
Now this is intriguing to me, Vince, that Carlos didn't bet this flop, and I promise you he wasn't checking this flop to check raise. He's not trying to trap his opponent here. His fear is that he's beat right now.
Nice you have that.
Well, it's interesting. He's asking Randy how much he's got, but believe me, he's not asking him because he can't read the amount of chips. He's doing it because he wants to hear his voice.
Exactly 100. No, I'm sorry, 101.
See how nervous he is? Try to detect a tell on him.
Well, if Carlos calls this, he'll be heading for thin ice, Vince.
You know something he's got to think back before the flop? Randy hasn't played too many hands.
No.
So he's thinking he's playing big cards?
Exactly what he's thinking, Vince. He knows the guy doesn't play many. He called his raise, and now he bet confidently when the ace hit. And you have to admire Carlos's instincts, Vince. He fears his ace-10 is not good right now.
Let's talk about Randy Berger. Came in here, and he has a shot at winning $500,000. He's got Carlos where he wants him. Look at this.
Carlos is calling.
Oh, he certainly is. This could be very good for Randy.
Carlos is calling, 75,000.
He's walking out on the branch on the end of the tree here.
4th Street coming up.
A 9, no help.
Check.
Carlos quickly checks.
All in.
And Randy quickly moves all in.
Oh, yeah, in a flash.
And look at Carlos. He knows now that's not a good sign. You don't expect amateurs to bluff at you, Vince. You know, you put them on a hand most of the time, and that's what Carlos is worried about here, that his ace-10 is not good. In fact, we know it's not because of the WPT cam.
Well, at this point, you really got to say that Randy's been, playing like it's a human roadmap. And Carlos is onto it at this point.
Now remember, folks, he's playing a pot against a former world champion, and he's got him hemmed up about as good as you can. He's got ace-jack against ace-10.
Well, Randy would be begging for this call. He would be a huge favorite. He would double up and put him right back in contention. Can Randy Berger do it? And look at this.
He's called it.
He's going to make the call. Look at
He's
the
not
turn
going to
the
like
cards over.
it when he sees it. He's not going to like what he's up against here, Vince. Carlos has to catch a 10.
Oh, and he grimaces as he looks at that. He knows what a dog he is.
He knew it, Vince. He sensed that he was beating that hand.
Last card coming up.
Well, he's got to catch a 10 to win, Vince. He's a big, big underdog right now to win this pot.
Carlos standing up. Here it comes.
Randy will double up.
Oh, my God.
Holy smoke.
Unbelievable right there. Carlos got lucky this time. He got real unlucky against David earlier. Poor Randy, you've got to feel for him.
That's an awful beat.
I know you had it. I know you had it.
That is a dagger in your heart. You fought your way all the way to this final table. You can't get your money in a better spot, Vince.
When that happens to you, you want to throw away all your poker literature. It's devastating.
Well, that is tough luck for Randy Berger, but give this guy credit. He won this trip to the lovely Borgata here on a $12 online satellite. He's taken home $41,125, a magnificent performance by Randy Berger from Mesa, Arizona.
In the meantime, Carlos Mortensen is one happy guy. One of the players is gone, down to 5 with $500,000 at stake.
Well, you've taken $12 and turned it into $40,000. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's the good part. Unfortunately, the way I went out was an awful tough way to go. You get this far, and you made this is a once in a lifetime opportunity, and you want to go all the way, especially on a hand like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's about the worst way you can possibly lose.
Oh. Good luck.
Morning, James.
That does it. Put it in a contact lens in my eye, and without my hands, it's more hygienic that way. Read about it in a magazine. Works excellent. It's wonderful. All right, I'm ready for the sales. I'm all over the sales report. Thank you. Thanks very much. Okay, Bob.
Bad poker face. Doesn't matter when you play online at partypoker.com. It's fun, it's easy, it's the world's largest poker room.
Other eye.
Just can't lose like that. God, that's not the way it's supposed to end.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour at the Borgata Poker Open in Atlantic City. Novice Randy Berger just got burned on the river with an all-in bad beat against Spanish champion Carlos Mortensen.
Holy smoke!
Carlos continues his bandit style, going after rival David Oppenheim.
Carlos says all in.
The LA Kid maintains a fight on two fronts, battling Carlos and retired architect Noli Francisco. But New York Noli has designs of his own.
He's going up.
He has raised it.
Showing David some old school poker on a wild ride to the river. Horse owner Mickey Siegel continues to jockey for his position, doubling up on an all-in race with Noli.
Well, I got the best of it now.
Finally, insurance exec Charlie Schoten follows his own policy, staying alive with a conservative approach.
Charlie made 3 nines.
With 5 players remaining, it's still anyone's game in this battle at Borgata.
Here we go, back to the action.
Well, Vince, the blinds are now 10,000 and 20,000. Antes remain at 2,000.
Charlie's first.
Now it's going to be on Charlie Schoten.
He folds, ace-deuce offsuit. Very patient today, Charlie.
And look at this. Noli picks up a king-queen.
Well, nice hand. He's going to raise it here.
50.
50,000 he makes it.
Mickey going out. Carlos as well goes out with a 5-3.
Carlos passes.
Now look at this. David in the big blind has picked up ace-jack offsuit.
I'm all in.
He's gone all in with it, Vince. 225,000.
Call.
Noli quickly calls 175,000 more with a king-queen.
Down here in just a minute.
Ace-jack. You're in trouble.
King-queen for Noli.
We got ace-jack against king-queen.
Right now, David's about a 3-2 favorite.
I got him forward.
David has to have his hand hold up or he'll be eliminated in 5th position.
Want to chop it?
Yeah. Noli asked if he wanted to chop it. He knows he's the underdog. But as we've seen before today, that doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Okay, let's see what we're going to do here. Ace-jack against king-queen. Let's have a flop.
Here comes the flop.
Flop is 10-7-4. No help at all. Noli's going to have a king or a queen.
Here's 4th Street.
A 9 comes off. Now that means any face card will win for Noli.
Picture card.
Pair the board.
Picture card.
Last card coming up.
It's a 10. David's going to double up here.
Oh, that is a big double up for David.
Well, the best hand held up. 470,000 goes into David's stack.
What a beautiful ending to this hand.
Well, Vince, the 6 players who started tonight are survivors. They've battled over every hand for 3 days, and that takes its toll.
You're right. Now, Shauna Hyatt took a look at the mental toughness it takes to win, and she found out that the players that do well have to hang on till the music stops. This week's Poker Corner brought to you by Anheuser World Select.
In the 1930s, dance marathons were all the rage here on the boardwalk in Atlantic City. So what does a Depression-era craze have to do with the 21st century poker tournament? Well, days on end, exhaustion, cash. A WPT No Limit tournament can last anywhere from 3 to 5 days. A massive field of players spends 8 to 12 hours a day at the table, knowing any hand could be their last hand.
Obla-dee, obla-da, life goes on.
300 deals a day. Check, bet, raise, fold. One mistake along the way and the dance is over.
It keeps us playing for 12, 14 hours at a time. There must be something there. I don't know what it is, but I know it keeps me awake.
But can you really get physically exhausted from playing poker? I mean, you're only dealt 2 cards, and you don't even have to hold them up.
You really have to have some stamina to make it through 3 days and still be able to focus and concentrate and play good poker.
Poker is a test of wills, you against your opponent and you against yourself. But if you can endure and keep dancing, well, the music at the end is very sweet indeed.
3 days these guys have been playing for. That's a long time.
So let's see what happens. Will age hold out? Will the old geezers stall off the young whippersnappers?
Here we go.
I like the way David played that last pot, and he has now moved into 3rd chip position with 562,000 in chips. Noli has a little over 600,000. Our chip leader right now is Carlos Mortensen. All right, here we go.
Back on Charlie, he's going out with a 5-4.
No, but nobody called.
Here comes Noli bouncing right back here. Pair of 9s. He raises the pot, comes in for 60,000.
But Mickey's got an ace-5 of clubs.
Another good lay down by him. Now look at Carlos here.
He's got ace-jack off suit.
He's in the small blind. He's going to raise it, Vince.
I'd expect no less.
150,000.
David goes out with 6-4. Back on Noli with his pair of 9s.
I'm all in.
Noli said all in.
Oh, he's going to do it.
Oh, what a bold play with a pair of 9s right there by Noli Francisco.
Oh.
I mean, that takes a lot of heart, Vince.
Oh, that's a kick in the back right into Carlos.
Whoa.
How much you have there?
Now keep in mind, these are the two chip leaders that are clashing, Vince. These guys got the money, and they're battling.
Oh, yeah, there's no intimidation here. Both champions.
You talk about your critical moments. This is it. It's life or death for one of these guys, virtually. This is what poker's all about.
Now here comes the stare down.
Is Noli putting a move on him here?
Carlos giving the old Jack the Ripper eyes.
Don't let him push you around.
Yeah, David said don't let him push you around. Well, David wants to see somebody go broke so he can move up in the money standings.
450 more?
Now look at this. Once again, Carlos making a man talk how much you got. He wants to see the reaction of this man, Noli. Wants him to talk, see how his hands move, if they're shaking a little bit. Try to pick up some type of tell.
I'm amazed at all the tough decisions that Carlos and David Oppenheim have had to come up with today, Vince. And here's another one for you right here.
Look at the look on Carlos' face. He's trying to check out his opponent.
Come on, I might show you a bluff.
Noli. Interesting talk there.
All right. Once again, you can't help but admire Carlos's instincts. He lays the hand down. It was a virtual coin flip.
Okay. Look at this, and everybody's happy at this poker game.
And they're smiling, both of them now.
Oh, that's a poker laugh. That's a winner's laugh right there. Try to fake that, you can't get that. Noli has it.
Exciting action at Borgata. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
You just have to keep playing and observe your opponents and remember whoever's in the pot with you is a certain type player, and then you remember the results of what happened and you play accordingly. I think that's the whole secret to poker.
Welcome back to the beautiful Borgata Casino in Atlantic City. We started 3 days ago with 235 players. We are down to 5, Mike.
Tremendous action at Borgata on the World Poker Tour events.
Let's not forget the winner will make $470,000, plus have that guaranteed $25,000 seat at the championships at the end of the season, worth potentially millions.
All right, the action's on Noli here.
He's got 7 deuce this time. Not going to call. Mickey's got a jack 6. He's not going to call.
Fold into the button.
Carlos, just a 10-3 offsuit. Lousy hand, but he's in position on the button where he likes to raise. He throws it away with force, if you noticed.
David Oppenheim has a 6-5, a spade, a suited connector. A lot of pros like to play this kind of hand.
40,000.
And he raises it the minimum allowed, 20,000. Remember, blinds are 10 and 20,000. He made it 40,000.
Oh, but he might be doing it the wrong time because Charlie just picked up a monster pair of aces.
I raise it 40,000.
He's got the American Airlines. He's making it 80,000.
Makes it 80,000 now.
A really nice subtle raise right there, sort of ensuring himself action here. I like this play by Charlie.
Right back on David. What's he going to do? Is he going to get fancy or not?
Well, he's going to call because the raise was the amount that's going to entice him to call here.
Just a call. We're going to see a flop. Here it comes.
Flop is 4-4 deuce. Notice this gives David a straight draw. A 3 would make him a straight. David checks. And Charlie checks right behind him.
He's doing a little trap play. Here comes 4th Street.
Now the 8 comes off on the turn. This gives David a 2-way straight now. A 3 or 7 would make him a straight.
He's checking again.
And Charlie goes all in with his 2 aces this time.
You see this? David is showing his hand, kind of. I've never seen a professional player ever show his hand, kind of flash it back, and then call. You know, it's there it goes again.
Hey, you're right, Vince. He folds. I love the way Charlie played that hand, Vince.
Well, Charlie is a very intelligent player. And you know something? In life, he's a very interesting man. He does a thing called reversal, in which he has someone tape record all of his conversations and then reverse it, and he finds out things about himself.
What are you talking about?
I don't know, but they say it's true.
I had been in the computer software business for 20 years, and I've always been an executive or in marketing or in management in the life insurance industry.
On the surface, Charles Scotty Warbucks Schoten may seem like your classic career man, but as we know, in poker, looks can sometimes be deceiving.
In order to become a better poker player, I had to become a better person, and I'm aware of all the energy on the table, all the different players and the flow of the game. Until I was able to really be present in the moment, my game was not that good.
And it's that same Zen approach that has definitely taken Charlie down the road less traveled.
An old Hawaii shaman has been an important influence in my life. What he's taught me has been very, very important to me. Cleaning everything out of your system so you could be like just a plate of glass.
And even with so much riding on this event, for this sage, the strategy is simple.
I just notice the thoughts that are not helping me, let it go, and just trust that some other force, a higher power, will dissolve it. And it works. Not at the poker table only, but every moment of my life.
The man right there is doing quite well here. Whatever he's doing, I think I'm going to start doing.
Well, you're right. He's a very intellectual kind of guy. I mean, he's unique, this guy.
Back into action here. Carlos going out with a 4-3 this time. David looks at a 6-deuce. He's also not going to play. Charlie has a junk hand and 8 tray.
Noli calls out of the small blind with a queen-8.
Well, you got Mickey with a 4-9.
We're going to have a flop here.
Here comes the flop.
Flop comes Jack 8-5.
And Noli picks up a pair on a roll here. He's going to bet it.
That's a pair of 8s.
Call.
Now, what the heck is Mickey doing here?
Mickey is making one of those calls with no hand and no draw.
Oh, we're seeing it a lot here. And a 7 comes up.
7 of spades on the turn.
You pass the test.
Noli checks, and here he goes. He's going to try to steal it right here.
He's pulling a Carlos right here. Will it pay off?
I'm amazed these guys are making this play like this.
Oh, boy, we're learning something here.
Noli calls.
And Noli calls the 50,000.
Last card coming up. Can he continue it?
And the king comes off.
Helps neither player.
Noli checks.
He's going to continue it.
Well, the only way he can win the pot is to try to bluff at it right here. And he's betting 100,000.
And it's a
Noli
quick call.
Quickly calls. What an amazing read by Noli right here to put him on a bluff here. Folks, this is a real solid poker player, and Noli picked him off like an ear of corn.
9 high. He has 9 high.
He sure did. That is the downfall of Mickey. Look at it tapping the table. So we are seeing all kinds of different strategies here, Mike. Subtleties, aggressiveness, sneakiness, you name it.
No, you're right, Vince. We're seeing it all here today.
Back to the table. It's going to be on Charlie to act first.
Been very passive today, biding his time, just trying to move up a notch at a time here. 8-4 offsuit. Folds.
And I can't believe it. Noli's going to pick up the same hand, a pair of 9s once again.
Boy, look at these 9s coming out for him. Comes in for 50,000.
But this time Mickey's got a pair of 3s also.
Well, he calls 50,000, wants to see a flop.
Yes, he does. Carlos out.
Carlos is folding from the small blind.
David Oppenheim going out.
From the big blind.
2 players with wired pairs.
Right now, Mickey's going to need some help to win this pot.
Here it comes. Here comes the flop. Oh.
Bingo for Noli, 9-7-5.
Oh, monster time. Hit the 3 of a kind on the flop.
Notice he's checked.
Oh, yeah, he's dug the hole. He's putting the branches and the twigs over it, waiting for the sucker, and here he is.
Yeah, here he comes. He's falling right in the hole here, Vince. He comes out, he bets 50,000.
Raise 50.
And Noli's going to do a massage play about raising only 50.
Yeah, the minimum raise right here. And look at this. Mickey doesn't even take his time. It doesn't look like to think here.
Oh.
Well, maybe he is thinking.
Look at that. He wanted to bite quickly, but now he's second-guessing it here. Go with your instincts there, Mick.
Well, Noli has led his opponent into a minefield here now. Will Mickey blow himself up? He most likely will if he calls it.
He's going to go all in.
Well, Noli's happy about that. Flop on the top set.
He's going to call.
He's going to turn the cards over. Let's see the reaction when he sees he's up against a set of 9s.
3 9s. Nice hand.
He's got a pair
Well,
of
right
threes.
now, Mickey is a little over 900 to 1 underdog to win this pot.
He looked like he almost had a stroke when he saw the set there. He knows what a huge underdog he would be, but it is not over. Anything can happen still. Here we go. He needs a miracle. Not going to happen on 4th Street.
He's falling into a big manhole here. He can catch a 6 to win the pot, though.
Anything can happen. Who knows? Last card is going to come up.
Nope, doesn't do it.
This thing is over for Mickey.
Mickey had a little brain lock there, I'm afraid, Vince. All right, he can go back to the racetrack. He is going to take home $52,875 for his performance today. He played a nice tournament, Vince. He just stumbled there the last couple hands.
Oh, he did. And he's a great gentleman and a great player as he walks away at the Borgata. But now, Mike, we are down to 4. The players are all excited. Who's going to take home nearly the $500,000 first prize? Stay tuned. We'll be right back on the World Poker Tour.
I made it to the final table in the WPT thing and just played and just got beat number 5th. I made some bad plays right on the end and got beat.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. We are down to 4.
And it's critical now, Vince, because the prize money jumps substantially from here out.
Right. Here we go.
And right now, Vince, it looks like the tortoise versus the hares here to me. Charlie biding his time, very slowly plodding along. And the other 3 guys are the aggressive players at the table. Let's see what happens.
It's going to be on David to act first. Casually looks at an 8-4 diamonds.
He folds. Charlie folds.
On Noli, Jack, 8 of clubs.
Race. He's made it 75,000 to go.
Right into the Spaniard, Carlos Mortensen, who has a King-Jack offsuit.
Well, as you can see, he's in a dominating position here. It's King-Jack against Jack-8. Well, he's also got 30,000 in the pot. He calls 45,000 more. We're going to have a flop here.
Back to Noli and Carlos. Here's the flop.
And the flop.
Flop is ace-7-7, no help to either player.
Now look at Carlos just staring at Noli. He wasn't even looking at the flop. He was just playing a player. And Noli's going to come out and bet this with absolutely nothing.
100,000 he bets. Look at this. Carlos is quickly called with king high. What an amazing call by Carlos right here to call him with the king high.
Well, he definitely picked up on something on that flop. He was studying his player. Here comes 4th Street.
And it is a king.
He hit it.
Now notice it gives Noli a flush draw, though.
All in.
He goes all in.
Oh, you're talking about raining on your parade.
What a play right here by Noli Francisco.
Just when Carlos was ready to pull the trigger there with his kings, Noli steps in front of him and goes all in.
This is unbelievable. Folks, I'll tell you, you got to have ice water in your veins. You bet 100,000 on the flop when it comes ace-7-7 when you got Jack-8. Your opponent calls you. Now a king comes off. You still have Jack-8. And now you move all in on him. Unbelievable play right there by Noli. He shows everybody the Jack-8.
It gets him to lay it down. He was way in front with the kings. What an interesting play by Noli. Strong, aggressive play by the New Yorker.
Vince, the Borgata has done a great job in hosting this event. The players have thoroughly enjoyed playing in this beautiful new resort hotel.
Well, what gambler wouldn't love walking into a new poker room and be able to honestly say to himself, I've never lost money there, right?
Well, Vince, in your case, enjoy it while it lasts, my friend.
Thank you very much. Okay, our own Shauna Hyatt has spent some time behind the scenes with the people at Borgata, and she has discovered that if you build it, they will come.
In a town known for fast times, Atlantic City waited 13 years for the Borgata Hotel, Casino, and Spa. Well, the wait is over. Let the good times roll.
I think it's a beautiful place. Everything has been nice. The poker tournament was very good.
I've been in the business almost 28 years. Without a doubt, the classiest hotel, casino, spa that I've ever worked at in my entire career.
With over 2,000 guest rooms, spa services, gourmet restaurants, and world-class entertainment, Borgata is in the right place at just the right time.
It's more than just a casino. It's a destination resort with world-class amenities. It's absolutely a beautiful facility.
Final cost of Borgata was over $1 billion. How much is that? Well, you'd have to win the Borgata Poker Open every day for the next 6 years in order to build one just like it. Borgata, no expense spared to make this hotel, casino, spa the place to be. Very good things come to those who wait.
And Vince, this is the first event they've ever had here at Borgata. What a tremendous job they've done putting on this tournament.
Most beautiful casino on the East Coast. Absolutely jammed at night, by the way.
All right, here we go. The action's going to be on Noli.
This time he's got 4-10.
Out.
And he's not going to call. Carlos has got a 5-10 of diamonds.
Raise to the hand.
Here we go.
Nothing changes with Carlos. He'll play anything.
Comes in for 100,000 with the 10-5. David folds.
Charlie once again has a nice hand. He has a king-jack.
I'm all in.
He's got the Kojak. He's gone all in. He looks like Kojak with the bald head.
All right, go.
Carlos quickly calls.
Well, Carlos quickly calls him because he was pot committed there, Vince. It only cost him $68,000 to call. There's over $200,000 in the pot. Can he get lucky and outdraw another man and knock another man out? Let's see.
Who knows? Let's see the flop.
If Charlie doesn't win this hand, he'll be eliminated.
Here it comes.
Flop is Jack, 5.
And he's hit his jacks. He's got the pair of jacks on the flop.
This is one of the great flops for Carlos, though.
Oh, man.
He's flopped a pair and a flush draw, as we say.
Here's fourth straight.
It is a 3.
A 5, a 10, or a diamond is what Carlos is going to need, or Charlie is going to double up.
Or a diamond.
Charlie's sweating this out. Here comes the river.
It's an ace.
He dodges it.
It's a double up here.
He does, and the sun will come out tomorrow.
176.
Give Charlie credit there.
Yes, sir.
He read Carlos beautifully. He put all his money in.
You know, the great thing about Charlie is 1 second you think he's passed out. You know, he's going to sleep at the table. The next second, look at him. He looks like he'd be doing tap dancing on the roof.
Vince, when you're stacking chips, you automatically wake up.
4 players left at Borgata. Who's going to take home the big prize?
Don't go away. More to come here on the World Poker Tour.
I'm Vince Van Patten, and welcome back to the World Poker Tour. We are in Atlantic City, New Jersey. And I just realized, Mike, this is the biggest prize in the history of poker in Atlantic City.
Vince, I'm telling you, everything has been first rate here at Borgata, including the poker. And we've still got several top players in the hunt for this WPT title. Let's take a look at the standings.
Here we go.
Right now, Carlos is on the short stack with only 142,000 in chips. Noli is our chip leader with about 1,250,000. David in second spot with about 625, followed by Charlie with about 345.
Back into action here.
Action is on David.
And David's got a queen jack this time, Mike. Offsuit, 2 different suits.
Well, he's opting to play it. He comes in for 100,000.
Daddy Warbucks has a 7 deuce, not going to call. Ace jack. What is he going to do with it?
300,000.
Noli goes up to 300 with an ace jack.
Yep, he's re-raised it. Makes it 300 to go here.
David made the first raise to 100,000. Noli came over the top for 300,000.
Back to the Spaniard, and look at this.
He's picked up 2 6s here.
That's a monster for a Carlos Mortensen.
I'll tell you what he's thinking about here, Vince. He's thinking about making a stand, and he's thinking about it because he assumes David's not going to call the $200,000 re-raise, and if he plays this pot, he's going to get about 3-1 on his money, where he can get right back in the hunt in this competition.
Well, it's kind of tricky to get away from this hand, but, you know, he has been raised a pretty big raise here. What is he going to do?
Well, it's been raised and re-raised. There's no way he would play it if he thought 3 guys were going to be in this pot, meaning he's going to be against one opponent, Noli. And if Noli has 2 high cards, That means he's a slight favorite to win the pot, and he'll be getting more than 3 to 1 on his money.
Well, that's assuming a lot. That's assuming that Noli doesn't have a legitimate wired bigger pair.
Well, if he has that, he's a dead duck. He has to outdraw him.
Lots of things to think about for the man from Madrid. He looks again at his hand.
If he puts him on 2 big cards, this would be a brilliant call right here. Look, he's doing it.
He's going to plunge.
He is going for the attempted triple up here.
And you're right. He's got David out, of course.
Okay, guys.
How much is it?
You cover me.
Well, Carlos has got to like this a little bit. He looks at the ace-jack. He's a slight favorite. So can he survive? We're going to see the flop.
Against ace-jack.
Wow. Bang.
This is devastating for the Spaniard.
Noli's hit the flop.
He's hit the aces on the flop, Mike. 4th Street comes up. Not going to help him.
Win this round.
Carlos has to catch a 6 or he's going to be out in 4th place.
He knows what a dog he is. Last card coming up.
It's a queen.
It is over for Carlos.
Doesn't do it.
Look at this.
And Vince, even though he got knocked out on this pot, you have to admire his poker instincts here.
What a champion. He's going to walk away $70,000 richer.
Well, even though he's taking home $70,000, Vince, I guarantee you he's disappointed. He was a big chip leader coming to this final table. He really thought it was going to be his day. Turns out it wasn't. He went out in 4th place, but we got to see some exciting poker from him today, Vince.
He goes to his wife, his beautiful wife, walking away hand in hand. What a great effort this week. But we are down to 3 players here on the World Poker Tour. 3 wonderful players. They're opening up the games. Here we go, back to the table. Charlie looks at his cards. He's got a 7 deuce this time. Once again, a pretty bad hand. He's going out. Now Noli's picked up a monster ace queen here.
Yes, he has. That's a big hand, 3-handed.
Noli's raising it. 90,000.
Right into David, he's got the speed limit. 5s, 2 5s, 55. Action happening fast here at Borgata.
I'm all in.
Well, he's speeding here, Vince. He's gone all in. Noli quickly called.
Yes, he does.
Noli didn't even blink. What a huge pot we're going to have right here.
Do you have a pair? I do.
Look at this.
David says, I have a pair. Noli says ace-queen.
I have 2 5s.
Well, we have the race situation again, Vince. And this time for a huge pot, $1 million pot here.
Back-to-back, 2 5s against ace-queen. LA Kid against the New York poker professional Noli.
Well, if David wins this pot, he'll be the chip leader. If he loses it, he'll be out in 3rd place.
Am I supposed to count out?
This is a showdown.
Well, Charlie has got to love this, because if David goes out, he immediately vaults up to 2nd position in money standings with a chance to win this tournament.
That's correct. That would be truly amazing.
This is over $1 million pot here, Vince. Now that's a pretty big coin flip.
Can he do it? Young player from LA.
Come on, Caesar.
In no limit hold'em, Vince, you got to get lucky and win these races. Who is going to win this race?
Here it is, Mike.
Queen, first card off.
Yes, it has hit.
And not only that, it's Queen, Jack, 6 with 3 clubs. Noli also has the ace of clubs. So right now, David Oppenheimer is going to have a red 5, or he's going to be our 3rd place finisher.
Here comes 4th Street.
It's an 8 of spades.
8 come up.
If David doesn't catch a red 5, he is going to be eliminated in 3rd place. And another queen comes off. I'll tell you, the dice are rolling for Noli Francisco right now, Vince. Tough break for David Oppenheim.
He walks away our 3rd place finisher. A great player, a great effort.
He does take home $117,500.
That was good. Right. I can breathe now.
Well, as we said earlier, Noli Francisco is a very popular player, Vince. You know, all the players like him. He's an action kind of player. They love that.
Well, I'll tell you something, Mike. We are down to 2 players, 2 of the older timers here. We're going to see New York against California. Who's going to win this? Stay tuned. We'll be right back on the World Poker Tour.
beginning, there was definitely a lot of play between Carlos and I, and then it kind of slowed down, and then Noli kind of took control of the table. And that's poker. That's what makes it fun. That's what makes everyone keep watching.
Hello, Mr. Cunningham. Alan, it's a big pot out there, buddy. I'm all in. Don't be scared.
I call.
Only a donkey would make that call.
We play at fulltiltpoker.com.
I don't think anybody could have beat Noe today. I don't think that he could be beat. I mean, I'm sitting here watching.
Good luck with the next time. Good luck. Next time.
Next time, yeah.
Vince, we are down to it. Our final two players, Charlie Schoten out of Glendale, California, and Noli Francisco from New York.
Who would have thought at the beginning of those 6 at the final table that these two would be heads-up action?
Vince, here it comes, the cash. They're going to put it on the table.
Oh, yes, the beautiful Borgata girls bringing in the cash. Look at this, how delicately they're putting it down. Each one of those little stacks, life changers in itself.
It shows you, Vince, the older guys still got the kick. They got what it takes. They've knocked out these young guns.
In the meantime, I don't know what Charlie's looking at, the cash or the ladies. His eyes just keep going up and down. Hey. Can't blame him.
Well,
that's a presentation.
Well, it's like the battle of the tortoise and the hare here, Vince. And right now, the hare has a big lead. Noli has over $2 million in chips. Charlie's starting out with about $340,000 in chips.
This has got to be the moment of their lifetime to go heads up on a World Poker Tour event, going after $500,000 first prize.
And here we go.
Noli's going to look at a 7.
No, 7-8 of spades. He's going to raise it. Comes in for $70,000.
70.
This time Charlie's got a king 4 offsuit. Scratches his head there a little bit.
40,000 more.
He's going to call a $70,000 raise here with a king 4 offsuit.
Let's see a flop. Can he get lucky?
Flop is Jack 10.
Flop comes Jack 10-3. No apparent help for anybody. And Charlie checks.
And Noli's going to check it. 4th Street coming up.
Now a 6 comes off. Charlie checks. Now Noli has a straight draw. He goes check, check. And now an ace comes on the river. And Charlie checks. And here comes Noli.
I call.
Noli bets.
I call. I call.
How do you know how much I'm betting?
Oh.
Now Noli's betting, and Charlie said call quickly here. This is a mental error by Charlie.
Decision tap.
I'm sorry.
He calls. What's the minimum bet?
Now Charlie's picked him off with the king high. Now the question is, how much does Noli have to bet here? He was putting money in the pot when Charlie said call.
Noli was on a virtual bluff here with just 7-8 in his hand. Did not catch.
So how much is my bet?
Whatever you want to bet.
Well, what's the minimum bet I can make?
What's the minimum bet he can make?
Oh, he wants the discount.
Well, Noli's got his hand caught in the cookie jar here.
I could have 40,000.
Okay, that'll
Now they've made a ruling on 40,000 is what he bet.
What do you have?
The bet is going to
I
be
called you.
40,000. And he shows a 7-8 for 8 high, and Charlie called with a king.
That's a shame because Charlie would have won a lot more, actually.
Well, Charlie can only blame himself. He acted too quickly. If you're going to call, let your opponent put as many chips as you're going to put in there and then call him.
I thought you might have a small pair or something. I said I called to stop you from betting.
You caught me off guard.
He caught me off guard. He did. He caught us all off guard.
That's bottom line it there, Noli. How do you spell
more?
confused? Charlie staying alive. You know, you win a few more hands, you double up 2 or 3 more times, and he would be even Steven. Here we go again.
The action's going to be on Noli.
Yes, and he's got a pair of 7s this time, Mike.
Raise.
He's going to raise it.
Raise it.
All in.
All in.
Oh, here we go.
Another discrepancy here, folks.
Yeah, I raise it, then he says all in.
It's my fault. He's just got to raise the normal amount, and I'll go all in. I guess that's it.
I'm raising him all in.
Noli says raise. Charlie says all in, and Noli had to put his raise in there.
Huh?
Another malfunction.
Okay.
All right.
All right, we're all in.
But they are going to make it count. The money is all in.
Yeah.
Charlie's all in.
They made the right ruling there. I think Charlie should have to play for all his chips there. And now we have a race situation. It's 2 7s versus ace 8.
Can Charlie survive an ace 8 against a pair of 7 against Noli? Here comes the flop. And he's hit it. He has the ace. He's hit the aces.
Ace comes right on the flop.
Bad luck for Noli.
Noli's got to have a 7.
He's got diamonds also.
4th Street coming up. He doesn't get it there.
Doesn't get it there. If Noli doesn't catch a 7, Charlie's doubled up here.
Here comes the river card.
And an 8, no help.
Doesn't get it. Charlie has doubled up here.
Yes, he has.
On a mysteriously played hand.
Now that's going to put him to almost 700, a little bit more than 700,000 in chips. This is becoming a horse race now, Mike.
You know, I must say, Vince, I'm amazed they're playing for this kind of money, and it just doesn't seem like, you know, they're paying enough attention as to what's going on. You know, Charlie has sort of a little mental lapse here, it looks like to me. He's acting too quickly. In the meantime, he's doubled up.
Yeah, you're right about that. He's still staying lucky. He's doing something right.
Charlie.
And here we go.
That's amazing.
It's on Charlie.
Charlie's got a jack 8 offsuit. And he's going to just call it.
He's limped in on the button.
Well, look at this. Noli's picked up Kokomo's 2 kings.
Raise.
Noli says raise.
Can't go back.
That's a string bet.
Now that's a string bet. That's right. Charlie told him right. You can't go back.
Again, controversy happening here. A string bet.
You either have to announce your bet or pick all the chips up you want at one time and put them out there.
I tell you something. These guys get abducted by aliens and just didn't tell us about it. They acted so peculiar. Charlie going out.
And I got to tell you, Vince, these guys need to slap themselves in the face here. I'm astounded to see this kind of play here, playing heads up.
What the heck is going on? This is turning into amateur hour here at Borgata.
Well, they've been playing for 3 days. I'm sure they're fatigued. But still, you would think playing for this kind of money, you wouldn't be making these mistakes.
Okay, here we go. It's going to be on Noli once again. This time he's got king 5.
He calls on the button.
Charlie's got a 9-6 Mike offsuit.
And Charlie says, okay, give us a flop.
All right, Charlie. See a flop.
Here comes.
And the flop is.
Flop comes 7-6-4.
7-6-4. 7-6-4.
So Charlie makes a pair of 6s. He comes out betting. He bets 50,000. And Noli has made an open-end straight draw.
Yes, he does. He's got 4 to the straight. Very interesting. And he's thinking about this.
Well, he's in position. He's got the chips. He's going to gamble.
And call.
He calls the 50,000.
Here we go, 4th Street.
A king comes off. A great card for Noli because he now has 2 kings and an open-end straight draw.
And he's got Charlie to bet right into him. Charlie going for it here.
Noli has the best hand and the best draw, and his opponent bet 100,000 into him.
What a beautiful card on 4th Street. Hit the pair of kings. And how to play this.
You just want to call? Do you want to raise?
200.
I'm all in.
He's going to raise it.
He raised it, and then Charlie went over the top. He's going to go all in on him.
Noli says 200,000, and Charlie quickly says all in with his pair of 6s.
Charlie is going all in.
Not call. Call.
Well, Noli has quickly called 433,000 more.
He turns over his hand. He shows the 6s. Now Noli's giving him a slow roll here.
Well, Noli's trying to see what he does have here.
Noli realizes now he is in front.
Wow.
Both players standing up.
Charlie is in deep trouble now.
This could be it, ladies and gentlemen.
Charlie has to catch a 6 or a 9 or it's over.
Here comes the last card.
There it is. The queen comes off.
And look at this. Noli shakes the hand, but he still looks like he can't believe what the heck he had.
He's numb, Vince. And they're both still staring at the board.
Come on, what's going on with them?
Noli, it's over. You've won. Smile. Raise your arm. Do something.
And there it is. His arms do go up. He's finally figured it out. But I'll tell you right now, Charlie is still punchy. Hey, come on, someone stick a pin in his arm. Wake this guy up.
Well, one thing for sure, Noli Francisco will be a very popular champion, a very well-liked player, and a great event, even though we did have a little bizarre finish.
This one is over. Noli Francisco is going to be our Borgata champion.
And now, let's bring in our champion, Noli Francisco from New York City.
Thank you.
Noli, well done.
Thank you.
And for Donna Hyatt, Best Man Patton, I'm Mike Sexton. Thank you for joining us. And we'll see you next week. And until then, may all your cards be live and your pots be monster.
Thank you, ladies.